guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing good. Today we're gonna do what I can do best, talking about Red Queen. Why? Because I thought ranking my Red Queen books from lowest to the top would be a good idea, so here we are. But the first thing is I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported me on my first video, which was a train wreck. Let's be honest, it was a train wreck. So thanks for hyping it up. It really made my day and I felt the love you gave to me. So thank you on that. Like I said, today we're gonna rank my least favorite Red Queen book to my favorites. And I think we should gonna get started with my last favorite. Even though it hurts my soul, I have to admit my least favorite book in the series is definitely Glassword. Why, you might ask? It's the second book in the series, so there actually should be happening something, and it does. But I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. There's barely anything happening. They searching for the new bloods and they try to figure out why Mare has these superpowers or whatever, and yeah, that's actually it. There are a few action scenes in there which I really enjoyed, but otherwise than that, it was kind of boring and nothing really happened, and everyone was in his own mind space, like, oh no, we're gonna do that, oh no, we have to do this, and I was like, shut the fuck up, okay? Just look for the new bloods and keep going, because we don't have time. And yeah, that's why I have to say that Glassword is my least favorite, but it's still good. The next book I have to admit that I don't like very much is the first one, Red Queen itself. I mean, it's the thing where everything started, but after knowing the other books, this is kind of boring as well. We get introduced into the worlds in which Mare lives. We get introduced why reds are reds and the silvers are in power, and that's barely much it. Like I said, nothing really happens here as well, and yeah, Mare just lives in the palace trying to keep that secret that she has, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, sure, the betrayal of Maven was kind of, why did you do that? And then the pace actually got started and we got this very, very big cliffhanger where it was like, Victoria, you cannot stop here, why? But she did, and I was like, I need the second book now. But otherwise, I really enjoyed this book, but after I know the other ones, this is boring. So on to the next. The next book that I like a little bit more than the others is Stop. And I love this book so much because Maven dies. That might be a little bit cruel, but yeah, he dies and Mare's like, oh fuck you, Maven. But seriously, Warstorm is kind of, many people say it's boring because barely anything happens. There's a lot of talking, of course, but I enjoyed it. War is a lot of politics, and in politics we get to talk a lot. So talking first, action second, and I think Victoria did a really good job on this here, and the growth of the characters here is just so good. Like, it's like they turned around, like, how do I say this in English? I don't know. Yeah, the character growth in here is amazing. she really did a good job at portraying the struggles of the characters, especially the ones from Cal, because he have to decide if he wants to choose the crown, that he wants to be king from a land that's so divided, or that he choose Mare, his one love, his one true love. And it's really amazing to see the struggles that he have. Not that I like to... Excuse me, sir? Not that I enjoy reading character that struggles, but his character development is really great in this one, and I'm glad that we got it, that we got his side in this book as well. And yeah, Maven dying was just another perk of this book. So on to my second favorite Red Queen book, and this is, I think a lot of people agree on this, is definitely King's Cage. Yes, what happens in King's Cage? We just got left in Glassword that Mare got captive by Maven, and she's being held by him in his palace. Of course, she's captured in Silent Stone, so she can't use her powers, and she's just really in a bad shape. Like, so she's depressed as hell. She tries to escape, but it doesn't succeed. So he makes her life even more miserable. Pronouncing is not my thing. First of all, she's not allowed to go outside. He held her captive in Silent Stone. She has not really interaction with other people. So you can imagine being held captive for 6 months without all of this take its toll on you. So of course she's depressed as hell. She would rather be die than being kept captive by him, and it's just so sad. I felt so bad for her the entire time, and it was like, rescue is coming, baby. And they do. They save her ass, and it was like, yes, Scarlet Guard. And that was the best moment in my entire life that I have ever read. Like, you go off, sis. But yeah, she got rescued, and that's where the best part starts. If you know, I'm a completely MareCal trash. Like, they are the best young adult ship out there, okay? They are not abusive to each other. They support each other. They love each other. And they're just being respectful and loving and caring. And I love them so, so much. Okay, no, but I'm drifting up, okay? So, focus. So yeah, the best part starts. Mare got rescued. Cal is trying to comfort her as best as he can, and this is just so cute, okay? I was just like the whole time, oh baby. Mare tries to overcome her PTSD, which doesn't really succeed because he fucked her up, okay? Maven was an asshole to her the entire time, so he fucked her so up that she even can't sleep on her own anymore. She has to sleep with her sister in one room, otherwise she will not sleep at all, and she has this really bad nightmare. So if you're a Maven shipper, fuck off. But yeah, that's actually it. That's why King's Cage is my favorite book, because MareCal is amazing in this one. Yes. Otherwise, we get prepared for war. Cal made a very dumb decision. That's it so far. We have... This was the actual series. These were the 4 books that are actually in the series, but as you know, Victoria came out with a collector's edition of short stories. And in this book we actually get real endings. If you have read Warstorm yet, then you know that the ending is like a little bit open, and I was like, Aviard, this is not the ending that I wanted, but I respected this because it actually made sense for the characters. Not for me, but for the characters. So when she announced that she's going to write short stories, I was like, please have a short story where we get to see how things ends after Warstorm. And she heard our prayers and she presented us Broken Throne. And this book is my all-time favorite Red Queen book because it has everything we ever wanted. And I'm not kidding when I say that. Because we have a lot of background information about Norta and the royal family and how the Scarlet Guard actually started and all that stuff. We have two short stories that happens in the big before Red Queen. They already came out a few years ago, which is Cruel Crown, and it has the short stories of Corin, the mother of Cal, who wrote a diary, which you should probably read because it has a huge play in Warstorm. So read it before you read Warstorm, it's actually very important. And then we have another short story about Farley and how she like operates in the Scarlet Guard, so it's really interesting. So I didn't include this because it's in Broken Throne, so but yeah, you should definitely read the short story about Cal's mother. It's important to Warstorm. And then we have a short story that happens during Red Queen but doesn't involve any character that was introduced in the actual series. So this was really interesting to read, and I hope that Victoria probably picks it up one day because I would like to love to read more about these characters because they seem very interesting and I want to see what they're up to. Then the last three, then the last three short stories are after Red Queen. So the first short story is from Evangeline. Here we're going to see how she copes after Warstorm. Living near an airport, it's amazing. Like I said, here we see her how she actually deals with her situation after Warstorm, and it's like, it was so cute to read because she was like all over Elaine, who's her wife, girlfriend, and she's actually like, I don't want to become queen, I don't want to be living in this world anymore, I want to move Elaine and me as far as I can so I can live my happily ever after with her. And we got exactly that. So it was amazing to read and I really loved it. As you know, I'm rooting for Elaine and Evangeline. I love to see that they got the happy ending because they deserved it. They really did. The second short story in this part is, who guessed it, Firelight. Firelight is definitely one of my favorite short stories because of MareCal. Who had thought that? What a surprise. Yes, it's about MareCal. It's how they actually meet for the first time again after, what was it? Was it 3 months, 6 months? I don't know. I can't remember. I was too excited while reading it. And yeah, they're gonna meet each other for the first time again, and it was like, let me tell you, the balcony scene, I freaking screamed, okay? I was sitting here and I was like, oh, they saw each other, but then again they didn't say anything to each other, and I was like, why didn't you just say one thing? Like, how could you look at each other and not say anything? But yes, and these are my children. They stupid, okay? They stupid, but they cute. Anyway, I was just like, it was down memory lane, definitely, and I just love how they interact. Like, the chemistry between them is just so good, and you just like, how can you not love them? I don't understand. America, explain. But yeah, they meet each other, they fall even more in love again. So they already were in love, but that's where they said, okay, yes, we can't get apart anymore, okay? We have to get together now. And they totally endgame. I don't know if they get married, but they do have 2 children, and these children are now my children, and I love them so much. Calm down, Chrisi, calm down. You're in a fangirl showing. The last story is probably one of the most heartbreaking stories I have ever read, because I've cried a lot. Like, there were big ugly tears, and if I can find the footage of me crying on Instagram after I finished Broken Throne, I'm gonna put it in here so you can you can judge for yourself. But yeah, the last short story, like I said, is the most heartbreaking in this entire series. I've probably never cried so much, and it calls Farewell. You guessed it, it's going to be sad as fuck, and that is when Cal and Maven meet for the very last time. In Warstorm we have a scene where Maven got captive, and he was held in a room, of course. Not in a cell, but in a room, because Cal said, he's my brother, he's still my brother, so yeah, he's not going to rot in a cell. So he was held captive in this room, and we see this one scene where Mare actually got in there to say her last goodbye, and that's actually it. What we didn't know was that Cal was in there as well. I don't know if it was before Mare got here or after, but Cal said his goodbye to his brother for the very last time in person. And it's sad. I'm not gonna tearing up again, okay? I'm probably gonna cry, but I will not. Yes, he said his last goodbye, and I was like, I actually felt sorry for Maven for the very first time. I was like, Maven, baby, oh. But I felt more sorry for Cal, so that's it. And yeah, we got this scene. This scene is actually from Maven's perspective, so we get his last thoughts, and they are sad. Like I said, this is the first time I really felt sorry for Maven, and I probably still will, but I still hate him. Don't come at me, don't try to make me feel sorry even more for him, because this is the only thing. I feel sorry for him. And the story then continues with Cal writing his own diary, like his mother, and we get like insights, views of him with how he copes with everything, how things went with Mare, how he overcomes his own nightmares. And the last scene in the story is where he went to Maven's grave alone. I need a moment. Yeah, where he visited his grave, and it's just so fucking sad. I can't even put it into words because you can not describe the emotions of the scene. So yes, you have to read it for yourself, so go read it. No, seriously, farewell is probably the most emotional scene in this entire series. I've never cried so hard in my life before, and I actually cry a lot, so that has to mean something. But yeah, Broken Throne is definitely one of the best Queen books in the series. And yeah, that's actually it. I'm actually proud of myself that I didn't cry, because I wanted to cry but I didn't. So I'm gonna end this video today here. I would be really interesting to see what's your favorite book of the series is, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and we see you soon.